This is just a quick update to situations that have been going on right now. Recently, we talked about the passing of Akira Toriyama, to that situation, and the whole world is mourning his death right now. Now, quietly, back before his death, Toonami had put Dragon Ball Z Kai back on the rosters around the 2:30 range, around there, very early in the in the AM on there, and that's been going on right now. But we have an update for this coming weekend for the March 16th, as Toonami announced that they will be doing a Dragon Ball Z Kai marathon. Now, I don't know where they're going to be starting at or anything to that nature, if it's going to be the Frieza Saga, Cell Saga. Most likely it's probably going to be the Frieza Saga. Most likely, I would think that would be appropriate to the situation. So basically, if you look over to the Toonami roster for the weekend, at their regular schedule will be up there. Midnight will be Ninja Kaimu, followed by Demon Slayer at 12:30, followed by 1 a.m. Lycus Recall, and at 1:30 another episode of Ninja Kaimu, and then from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. You will have 8 episodes of Dragon Ball Z Kai, which is, for some people, they do like this version because it cuts out a lot of the story filler. That, there are people out there that don't like the story filler. I like the story filler because there's some good stories. I mean, there's 1 or 2 YouTubers out there that goes through the fillers and how some of the fillers are really fun. Like, like the episode where Piccolo and Goku go learn to drive, and that's hysterical in itself. Some of the storylines are slow on there. Others, like story filler that they had the return of Garlic Jr. That was technically, it was a main story, but consider that really truly filler because it didn't last that long on there. But it was still a good story in itself. But it's fantastic that Toonami is going to be doing, has brought back Dragon Ball back to its home, its roots here in the West, because, it was really truly Toonami that brought out Dragon Ball and introduced Dragon Ball to people here in the U.S. I remember. I was introduced to Dragon Ball on UHF channels on the Spanish networks on there with backup from Nippon Television back in the day on there, and that's from the original Dragon Ball when he was a young boy. And then at one point they cut it off, which a lot of people, that pissed off a lot of people too, because basically the way some of this was run and the way we got, and this was back then, the way we got episodes is we got cut off at one point. For example, when they did the Frieza Saga, they cut it off at the Ginyu Force. And then they just rolled it back to the beginning again. And it's like, holy shit, what the hell happened? Where's it going? But the thing about it is, and I'll tell you a secret here, which probably some of you major fans got out, and I'm not talking bootlegs. Technically, you saw further up on there on a UHF Spanish channel. Yeah, and it was the same thing when Frieza returned, when they started to do the Android Saga. I saw the first episodes not on Toonami. I saw it on a UHF channel in Spanish. I saw it exactly in Spanish, because there were a lot of stations there. Remember, Latin America, they treat this like even bigger than we do. I mean, El Salvador, made it a day of mourning when Akira Toriyama passed. And there were a lot of people in different Latin American countries that were celebrating his life, his legacy. They had people were coming to the town square and dressing up as Dragon Ball characters, and just trying to remember the first time that they've watched it. And this is a series that's been passed on from one generation to the next, and it continues. Because this is how good this series is. And people say, well, it's a violent, but it was a good story. See, this is good storytelling, good characters on there. But, you know, you have those out there that are trying to shit on this situation. If you saw my Sweet Baby video on there, you know, that's just one particular person that tried to do that. But there are many others that in past situations that have tried to denounce Dragon Ball Z for some of the characters that are involved. But the thing about it is this is good characters, good character-driven on there, and this is what they can't understand. You know, they try to say, oh, we have to have DEI and all this bullshit. Screw that. It is a good story. It's fun. It has some comedic values to it. It's a little sexy sometimes here and there, not as much as other animes on there. But hey, listen, we got a marathon this weekend. Take it in. You know, stay in this weekend. You know, make it. You know, make it a mini party, even though it's at 2 a.m. Make it a mini party. You know, invite some friends over. Grab a. You know, if you're old enough to drink, grab a couple of beers on there. You know, get some good food at that time. You know, or you know, some snacks or something to that nature, and sit back and watch some good Dragon Ball. Especially for those of you who probably have never seen an episode of Dragon Ball out there, and I know there's still a lot of people out there that have not seen it, and you could see it from YouTube reactions that have been coming out in the last couple of years now. So tell me in the comments below your thoughts about this. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, share, and we will talk again on the next video. Thank you for tuning in, and bye-bye now.